What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Now kick back, relax, and come take a ride with your boy. Now, it was Championship Sunday all across the country for conference championships in women's college basketball, and we had some explosive matchups. Literally, a scuffle breaks out in a rematch between LSU and South Carolina in the SEC tournament title game. With everything on the line, emotions were high. Oh my goodness. UConn advances to the Big East title game without Aaliyah Edwards. And then Caitlin Clark, the sensational guard ruling college basketball right now, leads her team in OT to their third consecutive Big Ten title. Whoo-wee! On top of that, we can't forget about Notre Dame and the freshman Hannah Hidalgo getting it done as the 4 seed in the ACC Tourney Championship. Oh man, we got to get into it. But before we do, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button for all the latest and the greatest. And join our memberships. We got that exclusive content coming daily, weekly, whenever you need it. Now, let's get into it.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
Y'all, physical was not the word for this rematch between LSU and South Carolina, man. It was already heavy emotions coming into it, with Last Terapoa getting a concussion last night on a terrible fall, having to be escorted off the court on a stretcher. So obviously she was out of this game. And LSU came in with heavy hearts and wanted to play for Poa. And, I mean, they left it all on the court. I got to give it to them. South Carolina completes the gauntlet as far as regular season and conference play, running through, getting the SEC regular season title, and then finishing it off with an SEC tournament title. Whoo! It was emotional. There was scratching, there was clawing, there was hair pulling, there were mad elbows being thrown, and we even saw Flau'Jae Johnson's brother get arrested and escorted out of the arena after he jumped from the crowd onto the court over the scorer's table. I mean, it was complete madness out there, and it delayed the game a while, but it is just another tidbit to fuel this rivalry going forward, man, because it was crazy, and it started, LSU was going on a run, then South Carolina went on a run. Malaysia Fulwiley picks Flau'Jae Johnson's pocket. They get tangled up a little bit. Timeout is called. They're going to their benches. Of course, players crossing paths. Flau'Jae Johnson gives Ashley Watkins a shove. She don't even care. She's so hyped. But Camila Cardoso, the enforcer, we've seen it before, runs in and lays Flau'Jae Johnson out. And at 6'7", hey man, you do not want those problems. Johnson's brother jumps over the stands. The police jump over the stands. He's taken up for his sister. The bench is clear. Multiple players are suspended. LSU will only have 5 players in their first round NCAA tournament matchup. On the other side, South Carolina, it will be without Camila Cardoso. Could be without Tahina Pau as well. It was crazy. They had to finish this game 5-on-5 with like a little over 2 minutes left in this contest, and it just shows you, man, there is no love lost. I mean, you got fans jumping over the court. It was crazy. I know y'all saw, y'all gotta let me know how y'all feel about that situation, because that was nuts. I mean, that's something that you definitely were not applauding, and you don't want to see that in the game. That's something that we want to try to avoid. We want to keep it clean, competitive, and just playing hard. And it got very scrappy. And the players were jawing at each other all game. It's no secret what this game means to both these programs. And the last game was a dogfight. But South Carolina pulls out the dub. They keep their emotions in check. They're composed. They showed incredible poise. And, of course, Don Staley is always keeping it classy, apologizing to the basketball world, as well as taking Flau'Jae Johnson to the side and talking to her as well. But, man, what a game. I don't want the brawl to take away from how great of a game that was. And I don't even want to call it a brawl, man, honestly. It was a skirmish, a tussle. a scuffle, if you will. And I don't want that to take away from the whole game, but we had to talk about it because it was crazy, and it just added more fuel to the fire because these two are going to be competing in the SEC for years to come, the way these rosters are shaping up and the way these two coaches, Kim Mulkey and Don Staley, are recruiting at the high school level and in the transfer portal. But like we said, South Carolina picks up a big dub and moves on to they were already the number 1 overall seed for the NCAA tournament, but adding some more hardware is never a bad thing. Let's get into the schematics of this whole thing. So South Carolina took the dub 79-72, and this was really a game of runs, man. I mean, honestly, it was South Carolina going on a 12-0 run, LSU answering with a 9-0 run. Both these teams, I think, really grew from this contest. South Carolina shot better from the field at 43.1% to LSU's 37.3%. LSU, though, especially Haley Van Lith, was knocking down the tray balls. They shoot 42.9% from 3 compared to South Carolina's 35%. What I was impressed with, though, is South Carolina winning the free throw battle 84.2% to 80%, only leaving 3 points at the line. LSU came in, though. One thing that I said would separate this game was the rebounding battle, and LSU dominated that. But on top of getting those rebounds, there were some turnovers where South Carolina was poking that ball away or stealing it, and it got them some extra possessions. But looking at the rebounding battle, that was crucial. South Carolina wins the assist battle. They also have 10 blocks, only 13 turnovers, and they forced 15 turnovers on LSU, which ended up hurting the Tigers and allowed that transition offense from South Carolina to run wild. Leading South Carolina, we got to say, the two LSU slayers, first off. Malaysia Fulwiley is the kryptonite for LSU. They never have an answer for her. 24 points for the freshman off the bench. She had 10 points in the third quarter alone that really helped push South Carolina ahead, and they never lost the lead in this contest. But Fulwiley was sensational, hitting back-to-back threes, getting to the cup, providing that ultimate spark for this group, man. Like, she was just incredible in this contest, and she continues to be incredible on the biggest of stages and the biggest moments when this team needs her. Tahina Powell, man, had not been really having too good of a shooting effort through the SEC tournament, not really finding her scoring stroke. But today, she bounced back, 12 points, 5 assists, 2 rebounds for her. And then Raven Johnson, I love seeing her leadership out there, trying to corral her teammates. She was trying to hold Flau'Jae back to stop the whole scuffle from getting out of control. She really kept her composure, and you could tell she's a true leader of this squad, man. 9 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds for her, just doing everything that they need her to do. She was guarding Haley Van Lith pretty tight throughout this contest when it wasn't Malaysia Fulwiley. Bree Hall, Breezy, came up big with 2 clutch buckets late in the fourth quarter, and she was the one that really put the dagger in LSU once again for this group. Camila Cardoso, emotional buzzer beater 3-pointer, and you wonder if that would affect this team or her play. She had 8 points and 6 rebounds, a handful of blocks, though. She made things extremely difficult in that paint for Angel Reese today, and she did exactly what they needed her to do. Chloe Kitts, 6 points, 4 rebounds. Y'all know she out there scrapping, fighting in the paint, and she had the task of checking Anissa Morrow. Sanaya Fagan had to finish this game after Camila Cardoso was ejected, and she got some valuable minutes as well. 4 points, 4 rebounds for her, and she came up with some big plays late, grabbed some big rebounds, and really helped seal the deal. Tessa Johnson added 4 points as well. So another well-rounded effort from South Carolina, man, where they went 10 deep in this game and really threw a lot of different looks and utilized their depth to wear LSU down. On the other side, LSU starters, man, I think all of them played over 34 minutes in this contest. Haley Van Lith, I think she was incredible in this contest. 14 points, 3 assists, 6 rebounds. They could have used a couple more of her threes to fall late. But other than that, man, I mean, she was being hounded all night, all game by Flau'Jae'S as well as Johnson, and she took care of the basketball for the most part, made some big shots, controlled the tempo for LSU, really kept composure. They were without a big piece in Last Terpoa as well as Michaela Williams, obviously not 100% out there. So a lot of the pretty much all of the ball handling duty, other than going to Flau'Jae Johnson, went through Haley Van Lith. She was the main initiator and really was locked in at that point guard position. I think she did a really good job guarding Raven Johnson as well. So, hey, Haley Van Lith, man, we got to give her a gold star for this game. Anissa Morrow, black eye and all, was out there fighting for her life in that paint. She grabs 10 rebounds, also adds 19 points. Another big game for her against South Carolina. Flau'Jae kind of got going late in this contest, man. There was a couple different looks that were given to her. I think, honestly, Flau'Jae had her for a little bit. Breezy Hall did an incredible job just scouring and following Flau'Jae everywhere she went on the court. And Flau'Jae has been LSU's best player through this SEC tournament. And, it was emotional. It was an emotional game for her. We mentioned, her brother being arrested and escorted. And we'll have more updates on that. But Big Four, she left it all on the court. Angel Reese, it was up and down. 15 points, 13 rebounds for her. She battled through some foul trouble. And, she had her hands full with Camila Cardoso. They were locking down that paint. She even shot a 3 in this game at a big juncture in the contest where I felt like if she could have made that 3 from the top of the key, man, that would have possibly could have changed the whole trajectory of this game for them. Janae Kent, how about her, the freshman, getting some big minutes, 3 points. She had a big 3 ball, made herself, somewhat impactful in this contest. She was out there scrapping, man. Michaela Williams gave it a go, 2 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds, but she had a really nice, full court pass to Angel Reese, but more so than not, she was pretty ineffective in this game, we gotta be honest. Aaliyah Del Rosario came in like a Big Mac truck making big plays. She had a big and 1, 6 points, 3 rebounds for her, but it was not enough. South Carolina gets another dub and just etches another banner and another trophy in that huge trophy case that's getting filled up pretty fast for them, man. That was a game. If you watched it, you were on the edge of your seats. What I want to know though, what was you guys' biggest takeaways from this game? What did you think South Carolina did well? What did you think LSU did well? I think South Carolina took a bunch of tough shots. I think, they were up by double digits. I think LSU showed a lot of fight, but also, the depth was an issue. You had South Carolina, whose bench outscored LSU's by over 20 points. That was a major factor in this contest. 10 versus 7, 10. That's tough. That's a tough matchup. LSU will have to get healthy. They will only have 5 players in their first round matchup in the NCAA tournament. They have arguably locked up a national 2 seed. They should be fine. Their first round matchup shouldn't be too crazy, but only relying on 5. Luckily for them, though, they've done that majority of the season. They could have 6 if Last Terpoa is available to come back. Of course, we will be monitoring that situation and wishing her a speedy recovery. Speaking of recoveries, though, how about Caitlin Clark's second half performance against Nebraska, being held to 4 points in the first half? It looked like the fourth quarter of the last game where these two teams met and Nebraska pulled off the upset, but then she goes off for 34 in the second half and OT. She's out there hitting step back threes, quiet in the crowd. She's out there getting to the basket. Clark was incredible. Y'all. It was just, get your tickets, get your popcorn. She was sensational, closed this game out in style, forced OT, and then, put the dagger in them, hit some really clutch free throws. She was just doing it all, man. That double team in the first half was really hindering her from Nebraska, but they definitely figured it out. And, Caitlin Clark, her and I will three-peat in the Big Ten. And now, it goes without saying it. They pretty much, it seems like, have locked up that 1 seed, so they'll be able to play a little closer to home. maybe in Albany. I don't know. We'll have to see. But let's get into the breakdown of this contest because it was one of the games of the day as well. Iowa won this game in OT 94-89 after trailing most of the game. They win the field goal battle, hitting 44.6% of their field goals compared to Nebraska's 41.6. Now this, if you like three-pointers, if you like the long ball, this was the game for you, man. These teams right here, Nebraska shot 41.2% from three, and that's a big reason why they led, man. They were getting some really good open shots, and they were making them count. Iowa shot 13 of 33, rounding out at 39.4%. They win the free throw battle narrowly, 78.9% to 78.6%. They win the rebounding battle, which was crucial, 48-43, a +5 margin there. Nebraska wins the assist, though, +3 margin. Iowa comes back with 7 blocks. They 15 turnovers compared to Nebraska's 14. Usually the team with the most turnovers doesn't come away, but when you have Caitlin Clark, things are a little different, man. But Clark, 34 points, 12 assists again, 7 rebounds, flirting with a triple-double. And we mentioned she only had 4 points in the first half, but she came out firing in that second half, put this team on her back. Kate Martin was sensational, especially from three. She hit some really big threes late in the fourth quarter as well as OT. Sydney Falter was sensational. She was great on the boards. She came up with some crucial rebounds. They don't win this game without her. She's been playing incredible since March, especially since they left her off that 6th player of the year in the Big Ten list. Has 11 points, 11 assists. You look at Hannah Stokey, who continues to be that low post reliable option. And, man, she's just so dangerous in transition, beating other forwards down the floor. She can catch it immediately. She's looking to finish. Great hands on her for the sophomore. 9 boards, finishing second on this team, and 2 assists for her as well. And then Gabby Marshall, 6 points, 3 assists, 1 rebound, but also had pretty much the game-sealing block in OT, and her defense has been really next level this season. Typically, she's given the assignment of guarding the other team's best perimeter threat, and she's just done a great job of just being consistently engaged on defense. So you love to see that. Iowa locking up that 1 seed, and in incredible fashion. They go through the Big Ten. They don't have to face Ohio State in this tournament. They don't have to face Indiana in this tournament, 2 teams they lost to, but they did beat Ohio State. And they claimed their 3rd consecutive Big Ten title. That is major. And we heard from Coach Bluder as well as Caitlin Clark.
For these Iowa Hawkeyes, a 3rd straight Big Ten tournament title. How proud are you of this group?
I'm so proud of our perseverance. We didn't play very well in the first half, and we just kept believing, and I thought we played much better. Went through the smoke out there today, baby, and how about these fans? How about these Hawkeye fans? They are absolutely amazing.
Well, I think our first half obviously wasn't very good across the board, for myself included, and you really have no choice but to figure it out at halftime and really respond, and that's exactly what we did. And even being down 7 with 2 minutes to play, we never gave up, and this is definitely the hardest one. That's 3 in a row, but this is by far the hardest. I'm just so proud of our group, so resilient, and these fans are incredible. If it wasn't for them, I don't know if we win, so just proud of us. It's really special. We've been in the Big Ten Championship, every single year I've been here, and it's really hard to get to this spot, and Nebraska put up a really great fight, but I just thought we always responded and always had an answer for them, and, it's just special. I'm just really proud of our group, and, each one gets better and better.
Moving on to Notre Dame, how about Coach Ivy and the Irish winning the ACC tournament, her first ring as the head coach of Notre Dame, and what an effort, man. Shout out Hannah Hidalgo, the freshman, leading the way for Notre Dame. She had a tough shooting effort in the first half, but she stuck with it and really got busy. She had a 3 to end the first half, and that carried her momentum into the second half. And then Maddie Westbeld, who continues to just be amazing, sensational. She's having a great year. She's been a part of this big 3-headed monster, as well as with Sonia Cintron, but she was a little cold, especially in the second half of this contest, and Westbeld, and I tell you, Hidalgo took over against a very capable and quality opponent, the 2 seed in NC State. Notre Dame took the dub 55-51, a low-scoring game, and neither team shot particularly well from two-point range from the field goal overall. But, hey, Notre Dame got hot from three in the second half. They shot 35.6% from the field compared to NC State's 35%. The big difference, though, they shot 47.1% from three compared to NC State's 17.6%. Both teams shot decent from the free throw line. NC State wins that battle 75% to 71.4%. They also grabbed 40 rebounds compared to 33 from Notre Dame, plus 7 on the glass. Notre Dame, though, wins the assist and the blocks battle as well as the steals. And you're going to do that when you have Hannah Hidalgo picking pockets out there left and right. And only 8 turnovers for Notre Dame. They were really good. The offense was stagnant at times, but they were not turning the basketball over. Definitely some bad shots, but they weren't turning it over. NC State, not bad on their effort either, 10 turnovers, but they just could not get shots to fall, especially from three. And I feel like they settled a little bit. But Maddie Westbeld, man, versatile. Love her game, man. Just her size and her skill. She is a walking mismatch. She's 6'3", can handle the ball a little bit, can pass it, is money shooting it, especially in the mid-range, man. That pick and pop action that she can do, it just versatility, man. It's tough to guard, and she's really stepped up for this group this season. She finished with 16 points, 2 assists, and 7 rebounds. Sonia Citron, 11 points, 1 assist, 8 rebounds, though, for the guard, leading the team in that category. So big effort for her on the glass. Hannah Hidalgo continues to make her case for National Freshman of the Year. 22 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, and 40 minutes of play. And I love how she just stayed persistent, man. The poise in this freshman is unreal. I mean, shots were not falling from her. Like mid-range and bunny, she typically makes 8 out of 10 times, just were not falling in the first half. She kept shooting, she kept pushing, she kept her foot on the pedal, on the gas, kept attacking that paint, and she was rewarded, man. So big game from her, and Notre Dame just a big win, and I think they are one of the most dangerous teams in the tournament, to be honest with you, man. Watch out for them. Even without their best player, arguably Olivia Miles, this whole season, they have managed to win the ACC tournament as a 4 seed. Sheesh. On the other side, Mimi Collins, who has really been productive in this ACC tournament for NC State. Not much from her tonight. 4 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. River Baldwin, though, was really good in this contest. 14 points, 7 rebounds for her. Just, doing her thing down low, showing the soft hands, showing the soft touch. I love what we saw from her. Isaiah James continues to have a stellar season. She had 12, 5, and 6, doing a little bit of everything. It's been a couple quiet games consecutively for Sanaya Rivers, one of the most improved players in the nation this year, especially statistically wise. And then Madison Hayes gave them another 8 points and 7 boards. But the shots just were not falling for this group, and it ended up costing them. Now, I do think, NC State's going to be one of the tougher outs. They have depth. They have size, a lot of size. I mean, when your point guard 6'1", 6'2", that length is going to bother teams, and we saw them have a great season. First off, in the regular season, starting off with a bang in conference play, beating Colorado and UConn. But on top of that, going through the ACC, getting that 2 seed, almost winning the ACC. They were definitely in the hunt for it, obviously. And they just come up short in the title game. And Notre Dame, they're just on a heck of a run. They also feel like kind of one of those teams of destiny. Coach Ivy, I mean, it's just sensational. You love the relationship that she's built with these players. You can tell they will run through a brick wall for her at any moment. So shout out Notre Dame, man. They're hot. The Irish are rolling. And what's crazy is they're going to be even better next year. So it's exciting to see, man. But they have this 3-headed monster in Westbeld, Citron, and Hidalgo. And these 3 players are 3 of the best in the nation at their positions. They all can freaking score the basketball, get their own shots, create for others. And we're seeing, them carry this team. And they get the ACC tournament title. Probably going into the NCAA tournament is probably a 3 seed I'm looking at. So we'll see. They're definitely going to get a boost from this. And then speaking of a boost, UConn needed one. Aaliyah Edwards out with a face injury, a possible broken nose. She didn't play in this contest. Marquette coming off an emotional win. And they have to line up and square off against UConn and Paige Beckers, who took the tip and won it in this game, man. At 6 feet, matching up against Marquette Center and getting the first basket for the Huskies, man. So you love to see it. Just Paige Beckers has been asked to do everything for UConn this year, and she has not wavered, and she has them in the Big East Conference title game. They've won the Big East regular season title. They're looking for the clean sweep tomorrow. But what a game for UConn. And Paige Beckers out here almost had a 30 ball, y'all. UConn took the win 58-29. Dominant fashion for them, and it's been pretty much like that for most of their games up. Basically, you know, Creighton gave them a heck of a fight, but a lot of their games have been like this, man. And you just look at just defensively locked in. They shoot 47.9% from the field, holding Marquette to 22.2%. They held Marquette to 15%. Atrocious from three-point land, while they shot 38.9%. Definitely want to clean up those free throws. But other than that, man, they dominated every category of this game. +8 on the rebounding battle. +8 on the assist. 4 blocks. 5 steals. And they forced 12 turnovers. Just, you know, total team effort. They come in and handle business like they do. Ice Brady got her second career start and delivered. Shout out to the freshman. 10 points, 2 assists, 5 rebounds. Filling in for Aaliyah Edwards. Paige Beckers, 27 points, dominates on the glass, game high, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, doing everything she needs to do, making winning plays, and she looks better than before coming back from the injury. Wins Big East Player of the Year, her first full season back, and man, they get Aaliyah Edwards back, they are going to be a tough out themselves. Ashlyn Shade played a good game, 9 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, the freshman of the year, giving them big minutes. Nika Mule, the senior guard, 5 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. Just controlling the tempo, running the offense, making decisions. She's like that coach on the floor for them. KK Arnold, 2 points, 1 assist, 3 rebounds. Cadence Samuels, 5 points, 1 assist, 3 rebounds off the bench. And just another dominant effort for UConn, man. Now, they go in, they have to play tomorrow. They could play Creighton again. They could play Georgetown. We're going to see who wins that game. But they will be competing just like Texas for a conference tournament title and looking to boost their resume just a little bit more, maybe to climb up just a little bit more to get a bit more favorable seeding in the NCAA tournament, because nobody is trying to be in that bracket with South Carolina. You step up with them, you're probably going home. But great day. We got overtime. We had high emotion, physical. Just great basketball being played. Stars performed. Teams made history. It was just a great day for hoops, man. So you love to see it. Let me know how y'all feel about all these matchups in the comments, though. How are y'all doing after this day of games? It's been crazy out here, man. Y'all let me know how y'all feel. Who are the teams to watch? Who are the biggest winners of this conference tournament season? Who are the biggest losers in this conference tournament season? What are y'all looking for in the NCAA tournament? Potential matchups? You know, who do y'all got? Let me know. Holler at your boy. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button for all the latest and the greatest. Until next time, hey, we out.